Good evening, everybody. How are we doing? I hope everyone is well out there in Plagueland. Mark Roberts, hello. How are you doing? Steve Garrison, are you all right? Great. Changes, Plaguestorm, lost one unit of chaff. Yeah, we're going to get into this. Ben Posey, good to see you. How's it going? Let's go, everybody. It's just me tonight, Death God Dave, here discussing Resilient. Aidan, unfortunately, can't make it tonight, and Will is working at Element Games. So this is going to be a heavy lean into you guys. I want to hear what you guys like about the data slate. I want to hear what we're surprised to see, if there's anything that we're concerned about. I'm only really going to talk about personally. I think from a Death Guard perspective, I'm going to look at our points changes. It's minimal. We thought it might be yesterday, and then perhaps we can talk about some Daemons elements. So yeah, start getting your thoughts into the chat, and we'll use these as discussion points. I think there's some really interesting stuff. You want to hear about Nurglings, what and how they've become even less relevant now in the game, except for when you want to take Roticus and a Great Unclean one, because then we have to, obviously. So that should all be good. If people can tell me if audio is good. I know there's sometimes a few comments about whether it's loud enough. Let me know how that is. Yeah, Charles, there's some interesting bits. I think there's also the new detachment in Daemons is kind of really interesting, and what that does for Nurgle. I think that's potentially really powerful, as well as the new changes to the Great Unclean One toughness, and the which is given it's an aura and it's got the keyword. Sounds really fun as to what that could do. Cool, Mark. Thank you very much for letting me know the audio is good. Yeah, I've invested in a new mic setup at home, so hopefully it's pretty swanky now. So hopefully that's going to sort out some of the audio problems we had. Very cool. Yeah, Great Unclean One's a real contender versus Roticus. Totally agree. I was laughing. I was laughing with Will earlier about saying, if you had two Great Unclean Ones next to each other, and then are they both T13? And then we were laughing at the fact that actually, as Will pointed out, of course, because it's an aura and he's got the keyword, a Great Unclean One is just T13 anyway if it wants to be, which is absolutely mental. Plus, giving out toughness, extra toughness is amazing. There's a lot of crazy stuff. If you're near a unit of Plague Bearers and they're led by, for example, not that we're going to take this, they were led by Epidemius, then you've got a 4-up like T6 kind of unit. It's going to be it's going to be completely mad. I think Nurgle Demons is going to be fun out there, and could be really interesting. Just checking in on chat. Sir, good to see you. Welcome in. Jay, welcome in. Botty Belcher, yeah, you're right. Great and Clean One, buff, bless up. Aaron, hi, new to the channel. Glad to make it live. Aaron, thank you so much for joining. Sorry to say that Aidan and Will can't join tonight. So we're going to be probably going till about 8 or very close to 8. Great here, Liam. Thank you. Audio's great. Yeah. I want to make this a real chat interactive session. So when we talk about, we'll talk about the Death Guard points changes probably first because they're minimal, but what they mean for things. And then, yeah, let's get into kind of what are people excited about in the changes. You can talk about all the data slate if you want to and what goes in. I'm not restricting any chat on that, but I might just pick out stuff that more focuses directly on us, which is all good. Right, so let's have a look. So for our boys, of course, just so those who haven't had a chance to look at the slate yet, basically we haven't got any changes on our side. There's no red, which is great, and no kind of changes to other bits. So from a Death Guard perspective, pretty good. From a Chaos Demon section, there's a lot of interesting bits in it. We'll probably could talk about those in a bit more in a minute. I'll jump over to the points. Sorry, I'm just reading in some of the chat. Yeah, Adu, yeah, Predator nerfs, unsurprising. I mean, it's not that bad. The points impact still isn't that heavy. It doesn't really change your Plague Storm list very much. If you were putting in enhancements on characters, or something like that, then actually those kind of offset the points changes. If you had Nurglings in that list for a reason, then dropping those out is is kind of not a bad thing either, really, to block that one out. So I'm not that worried about it. If Plague Storm was your thing, then it's not that bad. That's probably the setup you're most impacted by. If it is using Predators in a general list, I think it's pretty easy still to keep them in there. Charlie, assuming we get the 1K Demons list, it's looking like it'll be spicy. Yeah, I think it could be really spicy. Great Unclean One handing out kind of extra toughness to things. Us making him still being able to choose a unit and make it -1 toughness. That's stacking with our -1 toughness. It's some really fun stuff to come. Adu, excited for the Codex. Mainly had the index for so long now, just feels like in the waiting room. Yeah, it is. I've been lucky. We've been lucky that the index has carried us so hard for so long. It's been it's been a really good thing that we've managed to get it playing and have so many variations of lists like we always talk about. But I'm desperate to see the Codex. It's going to be so good. I've also got for everyone in chat, I've also got a very exciting reveal for later on, which will be good. We'll do that in a bit. Sorry, I was just checking that wasn't one of the boys pinging me. Brian, as always, thank you for the $5 super chat. Really kind of you. Awesome. How do we use Rotigus? Deep Strike, hold natural expansion, center objective, put them on the line. It depends what the rest of your setup is. If you want a big distraction kind of effects to kind of absorb a lot of firepower, and you have got a lot of other units that you want to move out and might be reliant on things like advances, or you don't want Predators to take a lot of fire and you need to put them out, then yeah, stick him in the open, or give him a bit of cover. Give him a chance to absorb lots of fire and then make sure that he makes it to an objective. Definitely don't just kind of hang him out in the wind to take infinite amount of shots. Definitely put him towards an expansion or kind of going for the center. Deep striking is totally doable if your opponent's a low model count army. Something like Custodes can work. A heavy vehicle, kind of Necrons, Silent King, a couple of arcs. That kind of list Rotigus can come down pretty easily in places. Just don't put him somewhere where he just gets kind of shot to pieces. Would be my view. Mazda, you're right. Great and Clean One plus 9 Nurglings for 340 is a nasty tar pit. That's definitely something that can suck up a lot. Kirk Lemon, 45 points if you're running 6 Predators. Yeah, it is, but I mean, I kind of agree with. I think the comment earlier said just drop an Annihilator. If you haven't played with Heavy Plague Bolters, definitely take out more of those. They chew infantry to pieces, but also the autocannon at strength 9. If we're -1 toughing stuff, getting forced to wound on things like dreadnoughts or equivalents, or like orc trucks, just you're winning on 3s anyway. A flat 3 damage, it's pretty decent. Do give them a try, but I think it's going to be I think souping in Demons now is going to get really interesting. There's lots and lots of fun things to come in with that. So Mark, I agree with you. Drop one of the Preds. Interesting to look at the MBH. Yeah, slight points drop there to offset. I think that they are. I'm not surprised that we saw the points increase on that to go in. Hugh, welcome to the chat. Good to see you. Any use to bringing plague drones along with Rotigus to re-roll his Dev Wound, Brackish Filth, ranged attack? It's an interesting one. I think there's going to be a lot of bits we all need to look at to kind of work out what's going to start working well with what. Mark, he's normally good on ingress if you have dash out to pressure to space. Agreed. Or deep strike to pressure to space. Yep. New Rotigus -1 OC not capped at 0, so -1 OC contagion down to 1, then down to 0. Yeah, I think we all thought that might have been the way it was going to play to start with. And other units in the game can do that, can actually take it to 0. So great. Yes, correct, though. It won't work in enemy turn. I don't think Predators are dead. I do think Predators are a little inconsistent to be worth 140. I'm still going to be taking 2 Predator Destructors at 140. No problem. I don't care about 20 points. They, for me, are definitely staying in the mix. The Nurglings rule was changed that that only is... It's not an aura now, is it? It's in contagion range. I believe, was the Chaos Demons mix. It'll be on the data sheet, won't it? Let's have a look. Data sheet, Chaos Demons. Here we go. Let's have a little look. Right. Actually, let's talk about this one. Let's talk about Shadow Legion. So, hopefully everyone's had a chance to see this. Let me just zoom in a little bit more. Okay, so that should be pretty easy. So if your faction is Legionis Demonica, you can use the Shadow Legion detachment rule. Units in your army have the Mark. Yeah, thanks. It's engagement range, isn't it? Yeah, great. Units from your army have the relevant abilities below. So our guys have each time an attack targets a Shadow Legion Nurgle unit. The strength characteristic of that attack is greater than the toughness characteristic. Subtract 1 from the wound roll. So we have our Death Shroud roll here, basically giving us -1 to wound. Very, very cool. Beast of Nurgle Scouting 6 as well. Yeah, that's really, really interesting. That's really cool. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Let's get down to the Nurglings. Actually, I'll just do a little search. There we are. Oh, hang on. Oops, that was the wrong thing to type, wasn't it? Given that everything is Nurgle in here. It's going to have to be. I love that picture of Epidemia still looking like a complete nutter. Right, let's zoom out a bit here. Okay, so yeah, Nurglings. Each time an enemy unit, excluding Titanic units, so it also used to be melee units within engagement range of one or more units with infantry selected to this ability to fight until the end of that phase. Each time a model in that unit takes a melee attack, subtract 1 from the hit roll. So great, we can just charge these boys in, get them in there, cause a bit of havoc. That's going to be really, really useful. They've still got the 6-up save, the invuln. They've still got 4 wounds, and there's still tons of bases. So, yeah, really interesting one. Really interesting one there to just kind of gum up things. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I agree with you, Adu, as well. I think I was expecting Epidemius to go into Legends. I like the idea of T6. Plague Bearers is quite fun, especially if you did want to run it with if you wanted to run it with the bell and bring them back. Brian, thank you very much. I'll take that. I might just screen grab that and just send it to Aidan and Will right now. I think that's a really good idea. Let's just send that on WhatsApp because I don't think Will's watching. He's in the shop. Will, if you are watching, you saw it here first. It came with a super chat. I'm literally. Boom! There we go. That's in our DRP WhatsApp group. Yeah, I think Demons is going to suddenly become really fun, and seeing what we can cram into 500 points as units coming to support us. But then when we get the 1K version that could be in with the Codex, could be really, really good. Yeah, definitely value to Heroic King with Nurglings now. The Aiden's just replying. Beast of Nurgle, Scout 6, awesome, really, really cool. Doesn't have the infantry keyword though, so watch out for buildings. You are going to be able to move them. Zito, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Nice to catch up as well this morning. Still regenerate all their wounds. Still a nice T9. Could be T10 with the Grout and Clean one kicking around. I think there's suddenly a lot of fun. It suddenly feels like having these two big or one big kind of monster like a Rotigus and a Great and Clean one there is suddenly kind of in the 1K list. Could be really fun. It's not all bad. I'm just going to jump at chat. Matster, it's not all bad. Sorry, where have you gone? Oh, you've deleted your comment. Okay, fair enough. Brian, also sorry, just seeing that is your 20th super chat. Thank you so much. That's super, super kind. We really appreciate all the following and the support. So, yeah, really, really, really cool. Roly Poly Esquire, Beast can move through terrain too. Yes, sorry, you're absolutely correct. I think I'm going back to 9th. Ignore me. I'm just trying to keep track of all this and chat on this one. Lutz saying, but is there hope that we will not only end up like EC with some random nerfed demons in one detachment? Yeah, I mean, I hope it doesn't get like some kind of really some kind of real like blocker on the amount of demons we can take, or only being able to take demons in that detachment. I think we're gonna have to wait and see on it. I think I would hope not. But it could be an indicator to come. As we said before, the World Eaters Codex is going to be the thing that really tells us what's actually happening. If that has got a similar detachment in it, then we know that all 4 deity books are going to have that exact same setup. Poor EC man losing all their chariots. Well, yeah, but kind of they did look a bit out of place in the game, didn't they? On the tabletop, I think that was a I don't think that's that bad. I think they're gonna worry about it too much. I think what more I'm looking forward to seeing when they start getting on the table is what Will and I were talking about last night. Is that they're this mid-range shooting, chargy, hitty army now, but I think it's going to take quite a lot of planning for people to kind of stay on top of making sure that the right units are out, the right units are charging, that they have fallen back, and that they haven't then given themselves a new target. Yeah, it's going to be fun to see what the list that gets created for it. I've no doubt some of the top players are going to find some cracked combination of it, and it's going to be fun. Chris Bailey, Mephitic Blighthauler being 85 points is interesting. Suddenly, unit of 2 is less than a PBC. Provides an interesting alternative. Yeah, it does. 170 for 2 of those. It's only 10 points more than a crab. 10 points more than no, ignore that. What was I thinking of? It's 20 points more than a Hellbrute. Let's look at it that way. Which is a lot actually for 2 units that can score, that are fast, that are quite tough. Have got an invuln, have got a melter, have got crack missiles. Yeah, it's pretty good. 8-arm slapper as a point of discussion. EC got Lucius. It must be a warlord to take 500 points of Slaanesh demon allies, aka can't have Fulgrim. Interesting point. Hopefully Slaanesh gets an actual Demons update in the near future, would help EC a bit. Charlie, yeah, good point. That could be, that's fair enough. And Hugh, I read a rumor that in the Discord that we might lose Cultists. Does Beast and Elgor getting Scout 6 kind of lean into that a bit? Don't know. I'm really, and this isn't just me like towing the line with anything official wise. I kind of, until the GW are doing a fairly good job of releasing stuff early to tell us about what's actually happening and what isn't. I would hope we don't lose Cultists. I think they work particularly well with us in the same way that I don't think Jackals are going to disappear for Thousand Suns, and Zangors are going to disappear for our guys over in the T-Suns. I hope they stay with us. I think there's just too much of a discrepancy in kind of movement for Poxwalkers to suddenly become our cultists. I think they'd have to get Scout and maybe a little bit more movement, or an ability that once per game they can advance. They get driven forward and they can kind of advance a certain amount. So it'll be interesting to see. I hope we don't lose them because they're incredibly useful. Charlie, I thought that Lucius Warlord stipulation was for the stopgap EC detachment for CSM. Do they still have that limiter? I don't know the answer to that question exactly. So I'm not going to answer it here because I don't know that well enough to give you an answer. Zito, Datastate seemed a bit small in comparison to normal. Nice to see some detachments coming out. Yeah, I think they focused on going, where do we need to drop a few? I think Demons got some love given that the 4 Gods books are coming out and they're in a short space of time, so they've probably given them a bit of love on that front. And with the fact there's 4 books coming in a really short space of time, basically with EC about to come out and then the rest of the Chaos Gods, I think we are going to see just limited change to the game because there's an avalanche of change coming. I think this was a small one before the huge summer one last year. We got 10.5 with Prior. Yeah, I think they want to get all the books out the way, or into summer, and then we'll see what it comes out with. Charlie, thank you for checking. That's really helpful. How is it possible that PBCs did not get touched again? Yeah, Trent, they're 180 points. And I think for what they're doing at 180 points, they're good. Um, they're I'm looking forward to keeping them in that space. I think they're still running two. If you're running Plague Storm, is still a really good idea. And one is debatable because if it's going to be at the back trying to chip off scoring units, then from out of line of sight, it's still going to take a couple of turns. I still think you need two basically if you're really going to go for it. I would I think at 180 they're good, and a tad expensive probably still, but I'm definitely keeping some in the list. Will Reed in the chat. I love Will how that we as the hosts of Discussing Resilient don't have green names in here. We we actually don't have memberships. I think I actually got gifted membership once. I don't know why YouTube doesn't give us a just default. If you're a channel owner, you should just get it. It's quite funny. But maybe someone can gift Will Reed a membership. That'd be quite funny. What did you say? Nurgle Demons look so good. Sad for our Preds, but we have a codex coming. Any negative changes are going to be short-lived. Yeah. I hope Will won't mind me saying, we were talking earlier, I think Will is going to run Nurgle Demons for a bit and bring in bring in a bit more content on that front as well about Nurgle Demons into the channel. So nothing confirmed yet, but we might create a playlist that might have some demon stuff in it as well. Just Nurgle Demons, obviously. But I think that would be really cool, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Will does with that. I've got a 2,000, well, more than that now, probably 2.5K, probably 3K of demons over there, purely as allies. But at some point, I may put that on the table at club and take demons to start learning to play with them, which would be really good. What else have we got in chat? Ada again was hoping for some adjustments to CP discounts generation. Deathwatch and Ultras are out of control. Yeah, it's completely nuts. I think I read it out last night when my buddy's playing an Ultramarines list, and he's just like, they've got this, they've got 2 oath, they've got +1 to wound on inject markers, they've got re-rolling, they've got this, they've got this, they've got this. It's completely out of control on that front. They're running with the volume of CP that we were running in when we could start the game with 12 back in 9th, and then add on top with the units. So I'm completely with you. I think it'll probably get fixed in the summer. I would hope that there'll be a change in the summer with a bigger data slate, like Zito said. Mark McLaughlin, Dave, you're clearly in deep with the Playfather. Tap into your divine insight and give us a prediction for the DG Codex drop day. If you want me to play with my marketing and product career hat on, then 7th of the 7th would be quite funny. But I think it's too far away. I think we'll get it. Let's have a little look. What do I think it could be? So we're going to get World Eaters at Easter, which I think is like the 20th of April in the UK. Therefore, I think it's usually a Saturday, probably 17th of May, potentially. It's got a 7 in it. It's on a Saturday. That's when they like to make things go live. But there is the 7th. There is actually the 7th of June. Is there a 7th in? No, annoyingly in July, the 7th is a Monday, so I don't think we'll get that. Let's go for the 17th of May or the 7th of June. Let's go for one of those two. But I'm going to say I hope it's the 7th of May. I hope it's earlier. I do believe they're going to try and cram the index, the codexes in pretty quickly to get everyone playing and get all of them out for the big tournaments end of the year. I'm sure you've all probably seen as well that LVO, traditionally in January over in the US, is now in October. It's now directly after LGT, which personally I was going to be going to LVO this year if it was in January. I don't know if I'm now going to be able to make it because it's in October. It's right near to Christmas. It's right after LGT. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm now going to be able to make that one, but we will see. Right, there's my predictions for that. Let's just see what else we've got. Trent, I'm taking Flyblown to an RTT this weekend. Never played it before, so doing a test run tonight. I've got Roticus in the list to test it out. Pretty excited. Trent, what else have you got on your list? Share it in the chat. Just do some commas and drop it in. Might be T-Suns before us. Yeah, it could be, but I don't know. I think it'll be. I'm just kind of hoping it'll be us, but it feels a bit weird that we've gone. We're going to do Emperor's Children with Slanesh, whose number is 6. Technically, I should be next at 7. World Eaters at 8. Then Zinch at 9. That's the way they should do it. But I think I'd like to think that's how they would do it. But annoyingly, we've got confirmation of World Eaters kind of being World Easter, and given that they're 8, it's kind of annoying. Yeah. Yes, that's true, Steve. 4 and 3 is 7. That's that's a nice one, and I'd love it. I'd love it if GW just were playing us all and just ripped the carpet out from under us, and it was they suddenly were like, oh, you're gonna get Death Guard are coming out before World Eaters. That would be really really hilarious. Yeah, let's hope it's us. I totally agree. Let's see if that works. I think DG will be close to World Eaters. The two are, like you say, the two are gone on that front. The two armies are kind of numerically 7 and 8 next to each other. So I hope it all comes through. Joe Grabowski. I think all 4 cults will launch at the same time. They launched codexes together before, with EC being only available right now for the box and not really getting any new models for the other cults. Yeah, they haven't got to do a huge amount of heavy lifting in terms of launching new models. There's going to be 1 character per other book, so it would be super cool if they all came out at the same time. That would be pretty awesome. I would love that. So, should we just quickly look at the Chaos Demons over on this side, where we've got the Ground Clean one's gone up to 250, Rotigus has gone up to 250, and Nurglings have come down by 5 points. Yeah, quite an interesting mix. I've been playing a Ground Clean one in my Crusade, and it's been really really fun to actually just kind of storm that thing into the middle, and even if it's just to tie things up whilst you just you bring other things forward and just consume stuff. I think it's really good. Trent, you're running 2x60 ST, 10 Blight or Terminators. Yeah, I love a Terminator heavy mix. MBH, great. It gives you a -1 to wound. 3 Sorcerers, 2 BBCs, 2 Cultists, 1 Poxwalker, 2x3 Nurglings. Cool. Yeah, great. Love it. Do let us know in the Discord how you go. Share it in the competitive bit. Where is your RTT and how many people are playing? That would be good to know. Any thoughts from anyone about the Daemons points changes? What's your kind of view on Nurglings being now 35 points? Do you see them? Were you taking them, or were you not taking them before? But now maybe you're going to put them back in. Do you think the new kind of change is a good thing for the Nurglings, going into messing up other units as well? And do you mind the fact that Great Unclean One and Rotti are 250, or do you think it was about time? Be interested to hear your guys' thoughts. Whilst you guys have a little ponder on that, I'm just going to jump down to some Death Guard. And yes, I realise I haven't green highlighted. Where's my Mephitic Blight all gone? There he is. Boop. They even did green highlighting for you guys. To do Trent, it's Cantor. Yeah, okay, you got 40 playing right now. Nice, good. That sounds like a really good size number mix to kind of try out Flyblown for the first time. What I would say is what I did. I don't know if you watched the Vanguard Tactics stream that I played on, but what I would say is, the thing that stood out most to me was get your Blightlord Terminators to a place where they can you can cram them onto a point, onto the middle or something, and if someone kind of charges into them, remember that you can shoot your way out of combat, just turn all your weapons to change them all to pistol and have a Lord of Virulence. I don't know if you said you're running one or not there. No, you've got 3 sorcerers. Because he can let you re-roll the wound roll, and then you can make your ranged weapons in half range, re-roll the hit roll, which is really, really fun, especially so you can shoot your way out of combat with combi bolters and do mortal wounds. You like changes to Nurglings, and I think the points increase was needed on the Great Unclean One. Yeah, I totally agree. I think they're big enough. Tentacles, how you doing? I think I'm putting at least 1 unit of Nurglings back in, even if just to judge around the pred points changes. Yep, fair enough. I think for 35 points in the changes, I might put them back in two. I might put them back in the mix and see how they go. They are in my Crusade list as well, with two great on green ones, because we can play up to 3,000 points in the final game. Next game is 2,500. Yeah, so those guys with the new features is going to be even more fun. Mark, I totally agree. Hold on one second, guys. Yeah, I'm just streaming.
I didn't know whether you were coming soon or whether I should just go
No,
ahead.
you should just go and eat.
Okay, and have a glass of wine.
Yep.
Okay, I just want to check. All right, I'll leave you to it.
Thank you. So everyone, that was Leslie, my mother-in-law, who is looking after Evie this evening. So there you go. Yeah, I think the ability to put the ground clean ones in there is going to be really, really, really good at this price. 250 is a great deal. Botty Belcher, totally agree with you. Rotigus is awesome. Chris at 250, and now that it can take enemy units to OC0, yeah, I think so. Getting him in the middle, but making sure you still got cover. Want to try at least a T12 threat, Morty, Jesus. You could do a really big combination. If we get the 1K detachment, you could throw Rotty, Morty. We're gonna have to come up with Gorty or something for the Great Unclean one. Hugh, no, yeah, it was actually all right. No, it's a corridor down my house. That was just it did look exactly like that. That's really funny. Yeah, you could actually do a really, really big monster mash Death Guard Nurgle Demons one, which could be really, really cool. According to Dead Sheet, Rotti got 2 extra strength on strike. Yes, he did. That was the other thing, Dennis. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, 10 strength 10 strike now. Really, really cool. The sweep, though, I think is still strength 7, if I'm right. Let's have a go. Here we are. So actually, the bile blade extract is strength 6, and the bile blade sweep is strength 6 on the great unclean one. But the strike is strength 10 now. Really, really good. Love that one. And Roddy's up here. Yeah, Roddy's also strength 10 on his strike and strength 8 on his sweep. So pretty good. I think having these guys on the table is now going to become, yeah, really, really difficult to deal with. Really, really enjoy. I'll pass on your hi, Leslie, to Mark when I go out. Any other big changes in Demons that anybody noticed or liked? Let me have a quick check on my the WhatsApp chat. I mean, I think the other thing we got to talk about is that the aura of basically making a great unclean one T13 is going to be really funny, and you could have 2 of those running around, which is really really funny. Yeah, the strengths have gone up on those. I'm just checking about the other allies worth talking about. Chuck and Ori messaged me earlier as well, saying that he thought of me for this one. We will actually just jump back to points, which I believe are here, and we'll go up a bit. Whoa. Yeah, so let's talk about some allies. Other allies. Points changes for Chaos Knights. Despoiler, 400 points. Can't go wrong with that. Pretty good. That can have a green highlight because, you know, it's nurgly. Night Tyrant, 480. Very nice. And I think Desecrator went down as well. Really good. I mean, no one's taking an Abominant at 365 when you can take a Despoiler for for 400. I don't think that's going to make much difference at all there. I didn't think it would, but I was kind of hoping the Porphyrion would go down another another couple of points, which would have been really funny, just to give it an even bigger excuse to put it on the table. That was all good. I think, unless does anyone else have any? Do you have any more points you want to talk to on here? I'm probably just going to do a shorter one tonight because I've got to jump out and grab hold of Evie again in a little bit. But if there's not any more questions about the data slate, I am going to show you guys a world exclusive in a minute. Chris Bailey, interesting bit about the Tyrant being 480. It can now be put in Strat Reserve. Yeah, exactly. It can. Which for that thing to come in from reserves is pretty nasty, to give yourself kind of those kind of views wherever you want it. And let's just open up, because that actually does make me want to look at. They didn't get any changes here, did they? No. Indexes. Wardog Will. We need to make one of these for Wardog Will. He needs to have his own one of these. Yeah, so interesting. Can now come in from Strat Reserve and can prevent things coming in from reinforcements within 12 as well. That would be that's kind of an interesting double whammy. I think this thing could be quite fun, but I think for 480 versus 400 for a despoiler, which pairs well into us. I know I'm a bit biased because I like it a lot, but where is do we think it's worth it? Do you think does 480 points make one of these worth putting in the list? I don't know. It's a big question on that one. I'm not entirely sure. Harvey, what is a data slate? Right. Very, very, very good question. So let's just, for anyone who is brand new to this, and I think there might not be many in here, but basically you, GW, rather than wait forever to put out big books or have to wait a whole year for something new to come out and for them to change stuff or them to print rules, they started doing digital updates. And every 3 months, there is usually a points thing, a points change, which is called the Munitorum Field Manual, MFM, this thing. And what this does is it has a list of all the armies that are in it, so you can check yours. And then it basically shows you the current points value for every army in the game. So for Death Guard, obviously we are a little way in. So what we could see is that since this got uploaded this morning versus yesterday, that Predator Destructors went up 10 points, Predator Annihilator went up 5 points, a Mephitic Blighthauler went down 5 points. And those were the changes that were relevant to us. So we can now, when you're building your army now, you can see that you might have some point savings, or the list you were running now doesn't fit inside 2,000 points. That's the first part. And then you get a rules document, which is called the balanced data slate. When people say a data slate's out, they mean both the points and the data slate. And what this does is it gives you a list of rules, faction rules, and if it's in red, basically it's new. And if it's in text highlighted like this kind of greeny blue color, this turquoisey color, then it means that that's what was amended previously. So in here, for example, if you are Adeptus Sororitas, then it's saying anything that's in red here, it's basically telling you what changes happen. So when you gain miracle dice here, there's some changes to After Militarm. I'm not going to go through all these, but this one is saying that the remote mine ability, that it has changed to being select one enemy unit within 9 of and visible to the bearer's unit and roll a d6, and that unit suffers D3 mortal wounds or 2d3 if it's a vehicle or fortification. So anything in red here has changed. So the range has changed. It's now saying it has to be visible. It's changed the number of mortal wounds to D3 or to 2d3 if it's a vehicle or fortification. So in a nutshell, Harvey, that is what a balanced data slate is. It's free to download. You can find it on Warhammer Community. on GW's website. So on warhammer-community.com, you go to, I'll go back to the homepage. You go to Warhammer 40,000 at the top here, click on that, and then you can go up here to the hamburger, go to downloads, and then they're all here. So this will be recently updated documents. This will include the field manual here for points. It will include the balanced data slate over here, and then if if indexes have changed or codexes have changed, then they're up here. I hope that kind of answers your question. I'm going to go back down this cert, hoping our book treats demons a little differently than Emperor's Children. I completely agree with you, and I hope we do get it treated differently. I think it's probably a good indication of the direction they're going. Let's see what happens with World Eaters. If they do get their book next, that'll confirm it. Tentacles, thoughts on Plague Storm now with Morty plus Rotty, all Great Unclean One, Preds, 3 drones, 3 BBCs. Yeah, it's definitely one to try. I think you still need scoring units. You need cultists. You need some Death Shroud probably, even if it's a 3. 3 drones is a good mix. I think you're going to 3 PBCs can get a bit car parky. I think having 2 of them is probably good in Plague Storm, and then use the other 180 points to give yourself some scoring units. That's my personal opinion. That's how I play it. Tentacles, a member for 9 months. You've been a member for your whole 4K journey. That's so cool, man, for your 40K journey. That means a lot, and thank you so much for supporting us and being a member. I hope you're still getting a lot out of being part of the community. The pen, since the DG Codex is now so close, how do you think it will play with the Noble Demons? I've not looked at how. So somebody may have jumped on this in the chat ahead of me, the pen, but basically in the Emperor's Children book, there is a particular detachment that's got a 1K Demons alliance, and if Demons and Emperor's Children units are within distances, it kind of does buffing. We traditionally have taken them as obviously a 500 point ally unit, like you do standard across different armies bringing in allies. I do hope that we get some better synergy, given that, like the guys have said, lore wise, and that Nurgle Demons have always kind of worked closer with Death Guard, whether it be they've always felt more intrinsically connected as opposed to like being in the mix all the time, as opposed to other legions kind of just bringing them out for certain activities. So I hope we get treated, it gets treated slightly differently. But we'll see. Exciting times, regardless of how it comes out, it's going to be great. Thinking about it, this is from Charlie. It's as close to an undivided specific 50-50 split as you can reasonably do. What was that in relation to? Sorry, anything specific? Peter Solo, so glad the Nurgle Demons came out pretty well compared to Slanesh. Now we just hope we'll be able to take them outside of some watered down detachment. Yeah, let's see how it goes. We don't have the answers to that yet, but we'll do. Dana Johnson, super late, but glad to see you on. Hey man, we wouldn't leave you hanging, even though it's just me tonight. We will. You can just put up for me for this bit of time. We just wanted to make sure we jumped on. We had a chat with you guys about the data slate. Undoubtedly, as lists start getting put together and stuff, we'll get more into it, and we'll come back to some points on here. But yeah, just wanted to make sure we were online with you guys tonight. You can run Tyrant, Morty, Rotty, and it's only half the army. Erop, I think that's super cool. I would definitely love to see that on the table. I was hoping I wasn't going to have to buy a Tyrant, because it's the only one of the big knights that I was considering buying that I don't have. But I'm thinking I might have to try and get one now. Harvey, you are totally welcome. That's what we're here for, is to try and talk about some of these bits and what works. No worries, Charlie. That makes sense. That's all good. Right. I think I'm going to do the reveal now. So, Will, if you're still in here, you can see this too. Actually, you've seen them in the chat, and says Aidan. But I, in the post today, received these. And on the other side of this tin, this is the retail product, is disgustingly resilient bronze brassy logos on a kind of dirty white green dice. These are what will be called on Baron of Dice. They'll be called the Diseased Ghosts dice, but they are the Disgustingly Resilient brand dice. The fact that I've got some of these and they've come in the post and they're packaged means that we're going to be doing some photography with them. I'll try and get this into a good place so you can see it. But can you see the kind of metallic-y brass? Look, can you see it in the light? So yeah, really, really excited to get these. They come in a really nice tin with a foam inset, and I'll take a few out. The dice themselves have got brassy insets as well, which is pretty cool. Sorry, the image is reversed, so I'm being a bit cack-handed, but hopefully you can see that in there. And then I'll try and get this close to the camera if it will give you a nice view. And there's the logo. So yeah, these are super cool. They're really amazing. I'm really pleased to see them. They roll nice. We're going to be doing some photography with them. Then we'll get some posts up on social. I'm going to be sending some photos back to Baron of Dice, and then they're going to get these live. I was talking to Charles at Baron of Dice today, and he's super excited to get them live. It's almost an Adepticon release of these, and we will have these on sale, and you can buy them straight from Baron of Dice, and they'll be able to send them straight to you, which is really cool. Very excited to have these in the market and to have them out. Really, really good. Just last few messages here. Morden Brandt. Ooh, yeah. I mean, that's what I said when I got them. They are nice. They look cool. So far, Robert Stroop said, so far I do like some of the changes I'm doing to swap out Blightspawn for a Plague Surgeon. What? You're putting a Plague Surgeon in? Wow. Wannabe Day 9. Thanks for doing a stream, Dave. You're totally welcome. Thank you all for joining. Robert Streep, those dice are pretty. They sure are. There's about 2,000 of them, I think, they've got in stock, and then they will be getting some more, which would be really good. Tentacles, do I smell a giveaway? No, that smell is probably just the rest of chat and decaying. So we will. We've got 50 of these at the moment. I'm going to send a box to Will and Aidan. So they've got some, and we've actually got some of these because we haven't handed the dice. We'll get some photos done. Honestly, the brassy kind of colouring that shows up on them looks really, really cool. They look wicked. I can't wait to see people having them on the tables. Thank you, Wimac. Hello, if you've just joined, I'm really sorry, I'm about to jump off, but do watch it back, like, comment, subscribe. I haven't said that at all, this entire thing, so yeah, make sure you do. Thank you for joining me tonight and coming on stream. Thanks for you guys that did join, got to see the dice first, so we will show them off on a few more streams, but really, really enjoyed it. Will, cheers, man, thanks for that. I just wanted to make sure we did a show for the guys. Yeah, let us know on the Discord what you're planning to take, how you're putting them all together, and what units you're looking at now, how the demons are going to fit in. If you're excited to maybe get demons on the table. If you aren't a member and you do want to get into the Discord, then literally just go to the join link below. There is a join link which we will share, because sometimes from mobile you can't see it. Do it from the web. That is costing you just $2.99 a month. It is less than the price of a coffee. It gets you into the Discord with almost 800 other Death Guard players in there. We really do have some of the best Death Guard players in the world inside and I say some of them. We've got Aiden as number one, but we've got people like Don Houston in there as well. People who are trying different lists, doing really, really well with them at some of the biggest events. Everyone's super friendly. It's a really non-toxic environment. I love that it's gotten so big, and we're all really, really proud of all the work that the guys that kind of are in there every day giving out advice do. I'll do a quick wrap up for some. Remember, in terms of our partners, please check out the description of the video below. You can go to Element Games, where Will is right now. In fact, if you go to Element Games right now in Stockport, I think it is, Will will be there. So you can go and see him. Element Games, we have a link down below where you can buy models, you can buy kits, you can buy anything in the store. It helps the channel by giving us a slight kickback. VT are the team that Aiden and I both play for. Please go and check those guys out for Academy, masterclasses into different armies and different models. If you're new to playing 40k, you can start playing with them. Go and check out their YouTube channel. Loads of amazing content, tons of battle reports. There's some Age of Sigmar in there now as well. And I think they just did maybe an Old World or a Sigmar stream just recently. get in there, check them out. You can check out Saltire Games, a link down below as well, where you can get measurement tools. So if you want to know, really easily, I want to get my 9-inch deep strike set up. They have a to the point at the base of the model with a piece that comes out with a curve. It gives you 9 inches to the model, helps you set that up quick, helps you track battle round, contagion that you've chosen to remind you, or even what round you're in and how many CP you've got. All branded, disgustingly resilient. Please go and check those guys out. And drpstore.com, finally, is where you can go and get merchandise. We have shirts, hoodies, cups, mugs, cases, all kinds of things for mobile phones. It's just a little way for you to kind of rep the brand, rep the channel that you guys are also supportive of. And the Baron of Dice link will go up very soon. As soon as these are available, we will put it up and we'll put it into the Discord and let you guys all know. That is going to be it from me. Hope everyone's going to have the rest of a good day if you're in the US, which most of our viewers are. If you're in the UK or Europe and it's nighttime, go and get some food. I'm going to go and get some dinner. I'm going to have a glass of wine. Thank you very much for joining me. You guys are the best. Take it easy, and I'll see you all on the Plague Planet soon.
The blackened sky we rise, wings of death, clouds of lies. The crag will burn, the pure will fall. Mortarian's wrath will consume them all. Ultimate pride crumbled in the dust. Your emperor's light can't stop the rust. Disease and rot are your final breath. Now kneel before the reaper's death. I am the plague, I am the rot. The end of all that you forgot. You fought for hope, you fought for lies. Now your shining world slowly dies. From the skies I bring despair. Your warriors choke on poisoned air. My cracking flames, hear the cries. While chariots blade, watch as glory dies. The reaper falls to a runner's sword. In death your soldiers are reborn. There's no salvation, no last stand. My crown is buried by my hand. Blue and gold, once proud, once bright, now swallowed whole by endless night. I am decay, and I will feast. Your chapter falls beneath my feet. Gleaming suns will face my wrath. In every breath, your lungs turn black. Your noble heart, I turn to ash in my shadow. Your hopes will crack. I am the plague, I am the rot. The end of all that you forgot. You fought for hope, you fought for lies. Now your shining world slowly dies. From the skies I bring despair. Your warriors choke on poisoned air. My cracking flames, hear the cries. While chariots blade, watch as glory dies. The angel falls to a runner's sword. In death your soldiers are reborn. There's no salvation, no last stand. My crown is